8 underrated exercises every man over 50 should be doing. Most people in modern life spend an average of more than 10 hours a day sitting, whether at work, in the car, or on the couch. Naturally, the spine pays the price. Compression in the vertebrae, stiffness in the shoulders, and that miserable back pain that seems to have no solution. Interestingly, if you walk into a gym, you will see dozens of men doing bench presses or arm exercises, but none of them doing a dead hang, a basic exercise that consists simply of hanging from a bar, capable of decompressing the spine, improving mobility, and strengthening grip. The truth is that most people unfortunately believe that exercises which are not popular do not deliver good results, when in reality they continue to offer functional strength, quality of life, and other important things that go beyond aesthetics. After all, you do not spend the whole day looking in the mirror thinking, "Wow, I look great," do you? That is why today you will see 8 underrated exercises every man over 50 should be doing. Before we get started, leave a comment below with your name and your biggest training challenge right now. We will do our best to read as many comments as possible. Exercise number 1, mountain climbers. If you think that physical fitness after 50 comes down to walking on a treadmill, staring at the gym ceiling fan, mountain climbers are here to change that idea. This exercise combines core strengthening, cardiovascular endurance, and motor coordination in a single movement, without requiring any equipment. For men over 50, that means 3 valuable things: a better conditioned heart, a midsection that truly stabilizes the spine, and an agility that protects against stumbles in daily life. And remember what we said about the core. A strong midsection is not just about having a six-pack, it is the natural belt that protects your spine in every movement, from carrying groceries to getting out of bed. This exercise works the core and hip flexors intensely, with the shoulders and chest acting as stabilizers, and it raises your heart rate quickly. To perform it correctly, start in a high plank position with your hands aligned below your shoulders and your body forming a straight line from your head to your heels. From there, bring one knee toward your chest and return, alternating legs at a controlled pace. An extra tip: think about keeping your hips locked as if you were balancing a glass of water on your back. If the glass would spill, your hips are swaying too much. A common mistake is letting the hips rise, creating a real mountain shape with your body, which takes away core activation and throws unnecessary tension onto the shoulders. Another mistake is speeding up so much that your feet just bounce off the floor without the knee actually driving forward. Prioritize quality over speed. Your core will thank you for it. Start with 3 sets of 20 to 30 seconds, resting 60 seconds between them, and progress by increasing the time to 40 to 60 seconds as your conditioning improves. Regarding contraindications, those with wrist pain can rest their hands on an elevated surface, such as a sturdy bench. People with acute shoulder injuries or a flare-up of lower back pain should avoid the movement until cleared by a health professional. In those cases, a good temporary alternative is standing high knees, alternating legs in place, which maintains the cardiovascular stimulus without overloading the upper body. Exercise number 2, farmer's carry. Few exercises are as simple and at the same time as complete as the farmer's carry. It basically consists of picking up weight and walking, something human beings have done for thousands of years, but which has mysteriously disappeared from modern gyms. What many people do not know is that grip strength is one of the most studied markers of longevity. A large international study published in the journal The Lancet, following nearly 140,000 people in 17 countries, found that every reduction of about 11 pounds in hand grip strength was associated with an increase of approximately 16% in the risk of death from all causes. In other words, your grip says a lot about your overall health. This exercise works the forearms and trapezius intensely, while also recruiting the core, spinal erectors, glutes, and calves as stabilizers during the walk. To perform it correctly, pick up a heavy dumbbell or weight in each hand. Keep your chest open, your shoulders slightly back, and walk in a straight line with firm, controlled steps, looking straight ahead. An extra tip: imagine you are being pulled upward from the top of your head by a string. This keeps your posture upright throughout the entire walk. A mistake I see many people make is leaning the torso to one side when the weight starts to feel heavy, which cancels out the stabilization work and overloads the lower back. Another error is taking wide, hurried steps. Short, steady steps are safer and more efficient. Remember that breathing also matters. Keep your midsection slightly braced and breathe normally without holding your breath during the walk. Do 3 to 4 sets of about 65 to 100 feet with a load that challenges your grip in the final stretch, and progress by gradually increasing the weight or the distance. As a contraindication, those with painful spinal disc herniations, serious uncontrolled blood pressure issues, or active shoulder injuries should seek professional guidance before adding this movement to their routine. And if you train at home, 2 backpacks loaded with books or 2 large water jugs work perfectly in place of dumbbells. Exercise number 3, dead hang. We have arrived at the exercise we mentioned in the opening, and it deserves every second of attention. The dead hang consists simply of gripping a fixed bar and letting the body hang, relaxed, allowing gravity to do the work. After decades of spending 10 hours a day sitting, your spine is constantly compressed, and the discs between the vertebrae rarely get the chance to breathe. By hanging, you promote a natural decompression of the spine, stretch the latissimus dorsi, open up the shoulders, and also strengthen your grip, the same grip we just linked to longevity. Regular practitioners report noticeable relief from back stiffness and improved posture in just a few weeks. The beauty of this exercise lies in its ability to deliver so much by doing so little. This movement works the forearms intensely while also stretching the lats, chest, and the muscles surrounding the shoulders. To perform it correctly, grip the bar with your hands at shoulder width or slightly wider, palms facing forward, lift your feet off the ground, and let your body hang with your arms fully extended. Breathe slowly and deeply while holding the position. An extra tip: if supporting your full body weight is still difficult, keep the tips of your feet resting on the floor or on a bench, removing part of the load. A common mistake is shrugging the shoulders so much that the neck practically disappears, creating tension instead of relief. Let the shoulders rise naturally, but without tensing the neck. Another mistake is holding your breath, which increases overall tension in the body. Start with 3 sets of 15 to 20 seconds and progress until you can hold for 45 to 60 seconds per set. A valuable recommendation is to do the dead hang at the end of your workout, or at the end of the day, when the spine has accumulated the most compression. It is like stretching out a rubber band that has been crumpled inside a pocket for hours. Regarding contraindications, people with recurring shoulder dislocations, rotator cuff injuries, or acute carpal tunnel syndrome should avoid or adapt the exercise under professional supervision. Exercise number 4, wrist extension. Here's an exercise you have probably never seen anyone doing at the gym, and that is exactly why it is on this list. The wrist extension strengthens the extensor muscles of the forearm, that region that is exposed year-round, whether in a short-sleeve shirt or a shirt rolled up to the elbow. But the aesthetics are just the bonus. Strong forearms are what guarantee your independence in the most basic daily tasks: opening a stubborn jar, carrying all the grocery bags in one trip, holding firmly onto a handrail. In addition, balancing the strength between the front and back of the forearm protects the elbows and wrists from chronic pain that is very common after 50, such as the well-known tendinitis. This exercise works the wrist and finger extensors, complementing the grip strength you develop in the previous exercises. To perform it correctly, sit on a bench, rest your forearm on your thigh with your palm facing down, and hold a light dumbbell, letting your hand extend past your knee. From there, let the wrist drop slowly and then raise the back of the hand as high as you can, without lifting the forearm off the support. An extra tip: perform the eccentric phase, meaning the downward phase, very slowly, counting 3 seconds. This phase is frequently overlooked, but it represents a large part of the strength-building potential of the movement. A common mistake is choosing too heavy a weight and compensating by lifting the elbow or swinging the arm. In this region, less is more. 4 to 7 pounds is already challenging for those who have never trained these muscles. Do 3 sets of 12 to 15 repetitions on each arm, with 45 to 60 seconds of rest. For a truly balanced forearm, it is worth combining wrist extensions with wrist curls, the same movement with the palm facing up, working both sides of the joint in the same session. As a contraindication, those with active epicondylitis or tendinitis in the elbow or wrist should treat the inflammation first and return with very light loads and gradual progression. Exercise number 5, lateral raise. The lateral raise does show up in gyms, but almost always performed carelessly with too much weight and too little technique, which makes it underrated in practice. Done correctly, it is one of the best tools for men over 50 to maintain strong, functional shoulders with that broad-shouldered appearance that no shirt can hide. The shoulder is a complex joint that needs balance across all its portions, front, side, and rear. Since daily activities and most pushing exercises already overload the front portion, working the lateral deltoid helps balance the joint, improve posture, and reduce the risk of pain. And do not neglect the rear portion in your training. It is crucial for joint health. This exercise works primarily the lateral deltoid, with the trapezius participating as a stabilizer. To perform it correctly, stand with a dumbbell in each hand at your sides, elbows slightly bent, and raise your arms out to the sides up to shoulder height, as if you were slowly pouring a pitcher of water on each side. Lower in a controlled manner, resisting gravity. An extra tip: lean your torso slightly forward, about 10 degrees. This better positions the lateral portion of the deltoid against the resistance. A mistake I see many people make is using momentum from the torso, turning the lateral raise into a strange swaying motion that works everything except the shoulder. Another mistake is raising the arms well above shoulder height, shifting the effort to the trapezius. Do 3 to 4 sets of 12 to 15 repetitions with a light to moderate load and a controlled descent, prioritizing time under tension over the weight in your hand. When 15 repetitions become easy, progress first by adding an extra set before thinking about increasing the load. Regarding contraindications, those with shoulder impingement syndrome or bursitis in a painful phase should avoid the movement until properly treated, and may work through a reduced range of motion with professional clearance. Exercise number 6. Bulgarian split squat. The name sounds intimidating, the execution burns, and perhaps that is why almost nobody does it. But the Bulgarian split squat is possibly the best cost-to-benefit leg exercise for anyone over 50. Because it is unilateral, meaning it works one leg at a time, it corrects strength imbalances between the sides of the body that accumulate over decades, while also challenging balance and proprioception, that sense of body awareness in space that tends to decline with age and is essential for preventing falls. This exercise works the quadriceps and glutes intensely, with the hamstrings and core acting as stabilizers. To perform it correctly, stand with your back to a bench, rest the top of one foot on it, and step forward with the other leg. From there, lower yourself by bending the front knee until the thigh is close to parallel with the floor, keeping the torso slightly leaning forward, and push back up by driving through the front foot. An extra tip: before starting the set, adjust your distance from the bench. You will know you have it right when you feel the effort in the front leg, not an uncomfortable pull in the back leg. A common mistake is letting the front knee collapse inward during the upward phase, which overloads the joint. Think about pushing the knee slightly outward. Another error is standing too far from the bench, turning the exercise into a forced stretch. Start with just your body weight, doing 3 sets of 8 to 12 repetitions per leg, and progress by holding dumbbells when 12 repetitions become comfortable. If balance is a challenge at first, position yourself next to a wall or lightly touch something sturdy with your fingertips until you build confidence. As a contraindication, those with knee injuries, advanced osteoarthritis, or serious balance issues should start with partial traditional squats and seek professional guidance before progressing to the Bulgarian version. Exercise number 7. Glute bridge. Get ready for a fact that 99% of people do not know. The gluteus maximus is the largest muscle in the human body, and yet most men go through their entire lives without training it directly, compromising strength, performance, and even aesthetics because, let us be honest, sagging jeans are not a good look at any age. The glute bridge solves this in a simple and safe way. Strong glutes are the primary stabilizers of the pelvis, and when they are weak, the lower back takes on functions that were never meant to be its responsibility. The result is that back pain you blame on age, which in many cases is simply a glute that has gone to sleep on the job. I have observed that practitioners who strengthen this region report significant relief from daily lower back pain. And there is more. Because it is the largest muscle in the body, keeping it developed increases your overall calorie burn, also contributing to the afterburn effect, that extra energy consumption the body maintains after a workout. This exercise works the gluteus maximus as the primary mover, with the hamstrings and core as supporting players. To perform it correctly, lie on your back on the floor with your knees bent and your feet planted at hip width. Raise your hips by contracting your glutes until your body forms a straight line from your knees to your shoulders. Hold for 2 seconds at the top, squeezing the glutes hard and lower slowly. An extra tip: at the top of the movement, imagine you are holding a coin between your glutes. A common mistake is pushing the hips too high, hyperextending the lower back. The movement ends when the glute is fully contracted, not when the spine arches. Do 3 sets of 12 to 15 repetitions with a 2-second pause at the top, and progress by extending that pause to 4 to 5 seconds or adding a 4th set. When you include the glute bridge in your routine, exercises like squats and even simply climbing stairs become noticeably stronger. Contraindications are practically non-existent since it is a low-impact movement, but those experiencing an acute lower back pain flare-up should wait for the painful phase to pass before starting. Exercise number 8. Calf raise. We close the list with the most forgotten muscle in the male body, and precisely one of the most important ones after 50. The calf is considered the second heart of the human body. That is because with every contraction, it pumps blood from the legs back up to the heart, working against gravity. Weak calves mean poorer circulation, a greater sensation of heavy legs, and a higher risk of venous problems. In addition, they play a leading role in balance. It is the calves that make the constant micro adjustments that keep you upright. And this is not a minor detail. According to the World Health Organization, falls are the second leading cause of death from unintentional injuries worldwide, and strengthening the leg muscles is one of the most effective prevention strategies. This exercise works the gastrocnemius and the soleus, the muscles that form the calf. To perform it correctly, position the balls of your feet on the edge of a step, letting your heels hang off and hold onto something for balance. Lower your heels below the level of the step, feeling the stretch, and rise up on the balls of your feet as high as you can. The step is essential. That extra range of motion generates far greater muscle recruitment than the version done on flat ground. An extra tip: vary your foot position between parallel, toes turned out, and toes turned in to target all portions of the muscle. A common mistake is bouncing quickly using the tendon's recoil instead of muscular strength. Rise in 1 second, hold at the top, and lower in 2 to 3 seconds. Since the calf is made up predominantly of slow twitch fibers, it responds better to longer sets. Do 3 to 4 sets of 15 to 20 repetitions. Regarding contraindications, those with Achilles tendonitis or plantar fasciitis in an acute phase should treat the condition first and return with a reduced range of motion. And because it is a muscle that recovers quickly, the calves can be trained more frequently, up to 3 to 4 times per week. And with that, we close out the 8 exercises that most people ignore, but that deliver exactly what matters after 50: functional strength, balance, circulation, and a spine that does not complain every time you stand up from a chair. If you enjoyed this and want to see our special list of the 10 things that force the body to build muscle more quickly after 40, we have a video appearing on screen right now showing each one of them in detail. It is free, so make sure to check it out. Thank you for watching all the way to the end, and God bless you, my friend.